Today, we talk about limbs being cut off and Dark Souls like combat,
I
and
like that
also
idea.
fake Pokemon.
A little bit of Palworld, a little bit of Remnant 2, and a little bit of gaming news that we have some coming out of IGN as well. With all this being said, let's get this show going.
Hello, welcome to GGrated. We hope you enjoy the show. Now here are the hosts.
All right.
All right, guys, thank you for joining in for another week. That we are at episode 24. Thank you for all the support, guys. Thank you for all the follows and the likes this past week, as well as we released a new video that I have posted. If you haven't seen it, check it out in reference to putting a new battery replacement in an old iPod Classic.
That's pretty dope, man. I miss my iPod. I actually spilled coffee on mine back in the day, and it stopped working. I really wish I still had it.
Isn't this a beauty? It's just a beauty, man. That's all it is. Just a beauty. I mean, look how small
I can't
this thing
see it,
is.
but I'm sure it's
gorgeous. Well, guys, you look, check it out. I've had one person already tell me one time she's bringing it in Monday to me, her old one, so I can replace her battery as well. But
yeah.
We have some great news coming forward to you this week. I played a little Remnant 2. Gray has actually played some Palworld, which is blowing up all over the internet.
Crazy.
Yeah,
I played some other games too.
Yeah. So we got a lot to talk about this week. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for just being here.
Thanks for being here, guys. Really appreciate it.
With that being said, man, you got any game? You want to start with the gaming moment of the week and right off the dot, or what?
Right, yeah, let's do it right off the dot. Gaming moment of the week. So you want to go first, or shall I?
Man, I'll go ahead and go first this time, if you don't mind. If you don't mind, brother.
No,
so look, I've been playing this Remnant 2 with Blaze a little bit. I know we played a little bit of it, but it was really late, so I think we had to go and all. But man, me and Blaze played it, and I've been playing it like 2 or 3 times. Mm-hmm. Now, you do know I have like Mardi Gras and everything, right? Well,
yes.
I haven't been able to play as much.
Like, I think we should fill the people in on kind of what's going on.
Yeah.
They might be first-time listeners. They might not, know what's going on. Yeah. I'm Josh, by the way. They call me Gray, and this is Gino, and this is GGrated. We didn't really say that, but
that's right. We kind of skipped over that part, didn't we?
We skipped over that part. Welcome to GGrated.
That's why I got Gray here to kind of keep in check on a lot of things, guys. Like I said, I'm Gino. He's Gray.
It happened.
Episode 24.
I just forget that it's like there's plenty of people that might be first-time listeners, and they're like, "What's going on?" You don't know the format, but you're about to learn it. We're going to go over our favorite gaming moment of the week, and then we're going to go over some news, and then we're going to kind of go over a game or some piece of tech or a movie or something, do kind of a deeper dive into that. We're going to have some fun along the way, so stay tuned and get ready to hear a gaming moment from my buddy here.
I'm glad you said that, though. We kind of got I think a really good format of kind of talking about all that stuff with the gaming moment, the news and stuff. Mm-hmm. We need to try to every once in a while, you're right, is kind of remind everybody, hey, this is what we're about. This is what we're going to go over. So they know what to expect as well. So,
right.
Yeah, that's a good idea, Gray. I give you a clap on that. Good job. That way to keep me in check, brother. But I will say, so my gaming moment of the week will have to be with my brother-in-law, Blaze. He was actually a co-host on our previous, one of our previous shows, maybe episode 3 or 4. So what he showed me is this, and I'll do a quick description of Remnant 2, but it's kind of like maybe kind of what you're going to go into with Palworld, but you can loot equipment, you can run with multiplayer, more of like a co-op feature. And it's this universe, this world that you go into, this dreary kind of like dead world, and you face off against all these different monsters, and you run through these dungeons, And the more you fight, the better equipment you get. The better equipment you get, you equip to your person, the stronger you get. And some of these weapons are just ridiculously good. And so we ended up going to this one dungeon. Okay, me and Blaze, we're just running at it because Josh was doing his dad duties and working some overtime, I believe, or at work.
Mm-hmm.
So we was running through it, and man, I remember there's like this giant guy. It's like he's got a chainsaw or something, and he keeps running at me all over the place.
Oh, that gives me Resident Evil 4 vibes.
Yeah,
that dude with the chainsaw running.
But this dude was so big, like he'll run at you, and then when he slams it down, it'll literally knock you to the ground. And I'm doing mouse and keyboard, so I'm not as good as I would be with a controller. I've always played controller, but I'm getting better at it. And just being able to get the movement and the dodging, I'm looking over on the screen to the right, and I see Blaze just dodging and rolling everywhere, like just killing everybody around. So I have to deal with one person, and I'm struggling over here. But with all that chaos, man, it's just the game, the world, the detail in this game is just so good, man.
That's awesome. Yeah.
But so it was it's an overall great gaming moment is what I'm trying to get at here. There are a couple bugs with this game. Like there was one when Blaze was using the Solstice gun, I think it was. It'll sound like how you get like that glowing sound when there's an item nearby?
I think I know what you're talking about. I don't really remember.
It's like a like constantly. So while we was playing, it would be a constant sound, right? So what I do, we looked it up. We had to look it up, and we finally figured out it's all because he was carrying this gun. So this game does have some bugs and everything. But overall, man, it's just a really fun time, and you'll find yourself 2 or 3 hours deep by the time you finally like, okay, I got to get off of here. I got work in the morning, But yeah, that was pretty much my gaming moment, man.
That's awesome.
It was a bunch of little moments.
Yeah, there was no like in particular moment, just the whole thing as a whole.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Cool. Getting to play with your brother-in-law. That's awesome.
Yeah. But tell me what you got this week, man. I know you played a good bit of games this week. Is what you was telling me.
I did. So remember, I think I had talked about it last week. I know I made a post about it on Facebook. The game called The Surge. It's a game that I remember playing, back in the day. I think I played it on my Xbox. It's really not that old. I say back
that was
in
that
the
cheat
day,
game. Didn't you tell everybody on our Facebook page about
dude,
this game on sale?
It's still on sale. It's 87% off. It's $1.94, and dude, it's worth it. So I'm going to talk about it a little bit. It's a catastrophic event has knocked you out during the first day on the job. You wake up equipped with a heavy-grade exoskeleton in a destroyed section of the complex. Robots gone haywire, insane augmented co-workers, and rogue AI. Everything wants you dead. Defy deadly enemies and huge bosses in tight, visceral melee combat. Target and slice specific limbs off your foes with a next-gen loot system where you loot what you dismember. Equip, upgrade, and craft new weapons and armors. Slice from enemies and make yourself stronger through a fresh take on leveling up. So it's basically like Dark Souls. So if
Love
you
that
die,
game too.
like you like start back at the beginning. You got to go try to find your loot. It's a hard game, but the loop is very rewarding. As you get stronger, there might be an enemy that you were not able to defeat, and you come back to it. I just gotta holler out. This game is really fun, and it is an absolute steal. For
The Surge, right?
$1.94.
It's called The Surge.
It's called The Surge, and it plays so good on Steam Deck. It plays great on Steam Deck.
What's the game, if you can remember this, Gray, real quick? It's when you're in hell and you're doing a loop, you try to go as far as you can, and you keep leveling up, and then you have to start back at the beginning, but you actually hell.
I don't remember.
You know what I'm talking about? It's like a little... It's kind of like a over-the-top 2D game. But I'm wondering, the reason I bring it up is it kind of like that is what I'm trying to get at. Do you go as far as you can, or do you do kind of like on Remnant 2?
So you're trying to get through different levels, and you're trying to get to the next level because this is a story game. Like there's an actual story element to it. So you're basically trying to get to another area of the factory um, in order to try to figure out what happened. Um, it's a really cool type of setting. I would say it's more futuristic, maybe like cyberpunkish type setting. Um, but basically, you're trying to get to new areas of the map, and until you defeat the enemies or make your way through it, you start back at the beginning. There's like a room where you can upgrade and augment your exoskeleton and craft new abilities and stuff or new weapons
Yeah.
and add different abilities. And you'll start back there every time until you find the next location. Then you'll start back at that one. And you'll encounter enemies along the way. And then when you die, you have to start back at that room again.
I got you.
Um,
Okay. Okay.
yeah, so in that aspect, it's like Dark Souls, and you have to have like healing items with you. And once you're out, and once your health goes down, it doesn't regenerate. So you got to kind of
Okay.
be strategic on how you use that. You got to hit the button at the right time because if you miss health here, then you're probably not going to make it to the end. Like
You
it's a
gotta
lot of
kind of
strategy
strategize a little
involved.
bit. That's what I was about to
Yes,
say.
there's a
It's a
lot of
lot of strategy.
strategy. Yeah, and just like rediscovering this game again, um, I'd say my gaming moment was being able to play this on Steam Deck and like revisit a game that I played back years ago on Xbox, I believe I played it on. And being able to take this game with me on Steam Deck was really cool. I believe I played a demo before, and once it got to a certain part, it asks you to buy the game. There's a certain part in like it's the beginning level. Once you get past it, you have to fight this giant mech thing. And
Awesome.
it stopped, yeah, and it stopped there in the demo, but then it asked you to buy it. And back then the game was a bit more expensive, and I was like, I don't want to buy a game right now. And then so being able to wait a while and snag it for $1.94 and be able to continue this game is really
Yeah.
cool. And
I think I
to
went ahead and
have it
snatched
on
it up
Steam
as
Deck is
well.
cool.
So
Yeah, well, I mean, you already own it because
I know.
we
I
game
know. But
share.
when it's so cheap like that,
Yeah, yeah,
it's easier. You can just grab it for $1 or something. I mean, it's
sure.
easy just to grab, you know.
And then
It's
we can
definitely
both
worth it and
kind of
you
play at the same time.
exactly. Now, if it's like 20
Yeah,
or $30 game, you know, if you have it in the library already, it's like, oh yeah, I'm definitely not touching that, you know. But guys,
yeah.
keep checking out the Facebook channel. Gray is really good. The Facebook page, GG Rated Facebook. Check it out because he is really good at throwing out the deals. I gotta say this, Josh is really good at looking at all these different web pages and stuff like that and seeing these deals on cdkeys.com or on Steam or even Xbox and PlayStation. So he will keep throwing them out there to y'all when he sees these deals,
Mm-hmm.
when he thinks it's a good deal. He's more in line with, and you tell me if I'm wrong here, Josh, but I've
Mm-hmm.
always kind of known you kind of more in line of checking out all these hundreds of games and stuff, and you
Yeah,
see
there's so many.
you like the Cinderella story of a game, pretty much. Like if it's not well known, but it has great play
Yeah,
mechanics, he'll let you know. So definitely
yeah,
follow us on Facebook, guys. Definitely that is where it's going to be at. So
for sure. Because I'm in the mood for different things. Like I might be in the mood to race one week, and the next week I might be in the mood for this. Today I was in the mood to play a game like John Wick, so I ended up playing a few of my like military games just to get that fixed. So
yeah, yeah,
yeah, it just all depends. But yeah, had a great time with this game. My gaming moment was just like certain moments during the game.
yeah.
I'm like you, I could try to like find a specific one, but it was just cool to revisit this one. I would say too that I had a lot of gaming moments with Palworld. I got to play with my buddy Daniel, who's been on the show before, and man, it is really fun to play with friends. So I got to say, I'm probably gonna let that be my gaming moment next week. Um,
Kind of get
play with
into it a
him
little
some
bit.
more, and try to get you on there too, so we can all hop in the same server.
Oh,
Um,
I'm definitely getting into it already. I'll go ahead and tell you that. I'm definitely going to do that. So
yeah, I mean it's a low barrier to entry because it's on Game Pass, so It's easy to get into.
Yeah. Oh no doubt, no doubt. Well, I'll say this. Let's go into I know you're gonna look at the Palworld a little bit come next week. I think we
Yeah.
might have a little. I think we might have a little bit of say so on that because I'm going to definitely try it out. But and I have a little bit to talk about when you go into the gaming news with that. So with that being said, do you want to go into the gaming news of the week?
Gaming news. Let's do it.
Gaming news.
Coffee. We're good. Let's do it.
Guys, this week, I'm gonna let Gray go first, but guys, if you have any gaming news that you think is relevant that you kind of want us to go over and kind of talk about, make sure you email us, just throwing it out there at GGratedChannel@gmail.com, GGratedChannel@gmail.com, or you can reach us by messenger or on our Facebook page at GGrated. We are now at 150 followers on our Facebook page. If you see this, please make sure you hit that follow button on Facebook and on X as well. But that being said, what you got for us, man, for the gaming news?
Okay, so there's a couple things I was gonna let you choose. So we could talk about Palworld and Nintendo. Maybe go into that a little bit, or
you already knew what I was going to talk about.
Yeah. Okay. Or we could talk about the big layoff they just had at Activision Microsoft.
Oh, yeah. So let's talk about real quick the Xbox, the Microsoft layoffs. Can we talk about that real quick?
Yeah.
What you think?
Yes, let's do it.
So go ahead.
1,900 Activision, Blizzard, and Xbox employees got laid off. And this is not long after the acquisition of Activision Blizzard. And it doesn't look good for Xbox. Like it's not cool.
They became the first $1 trillion company too. After all this.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Well, I think the first $1 trillion value company, I believe. They have valuation, however they do that, the valuation. So they lay off 1,900 game developers, and then boom, they hit the $1 trillion valuation mark.
Yeah, that's a lot of people to lay off, dude.
But
that's crazy.
Everybody's giving Microsoft a hard time, Gray. But how many? This has been happening over almost 6,000 game developers have been laid off this past year, and
really? I didn't know that.
They suspect more is to come as well. And I'm going to put a bug in your ear and tell me what you think, because I know you're the AI guy. People are saying it's because of AI.
I was just thinking that, honestly, because the workflow, AI can probably replace a lot of the things that people are doing as far as coding goes. So there might be a lot less people coding. I mean, heck, you look at AI, can write stories, it can do art.
Yeah.
Like there's folks on the art team it could probably replace. You just have to have somebody pumping out prompts for the AI to generate these things. I wouldn't doubt it if that's what was going on. If it is, that's pretty crappy, honestly.
You think so? Yeah. You don't think it was just like a short leash, and you think, but I'm saying time is money, right? And if it takes, I'm just throwing estimates here, and I don't know, but you get a week, right, of somebody saying, hey, I need you to give me a background of a 200-year-old Mars planet, right? I'm just giving an example here. And they come to you, Josh, and they say, Josh, I need you to do this. You spend time doing drawings, doing the code for it and everything. It takes you, let's just say, minimum a week, all right?
Sure.
They can type that into AI and get it within seconds of like, oh, that don't look good. Let me type it again. That don't look good. Let me type it again.
Yeah. And that's what's crazy is that I think if that is what's going on, it's going to come back to bite them in the butt, because I don't think AI is ever going to be able to replace the imagination of humans. You're going to lose something there, because all it's doing is trying to copy what's already been done. So you're not really going to get a lot of original things, I think. Eventually, it's just going to be kind of different structures of the same crap. You know what I mean? So
You're right. No,
I
you're
don't
right.
know.
I think it's only going off of what it's learned, right? Throughout human history,
Yeah,
pretty much what's in the
sure.
databases, right? So
Hmm.
if you only go off what we learned, there's so much more that has not been learned or creative ideas that has not been out there. So if you throw that away and say, oh, it's good enough, we have enough, you're going to get sent a lot of general stuff, like the same stuff
Hmm.
on all these games. So now, guys, I do want to say I'm not saying that they let them off because of the AI, but that has been the rumor, that has been the
It
suspicion.
makes sense.
And them,
Makes sense.
they're really into this AI right now. And I'll throw it out here. AI can be bad too, because I don't know if you heard what's been going on. This is not really gaming related, but it can be. Taylor Swift apparently has a lot of like AI dark web generative photos, nude photos going around in reference to her. And the X, Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, actually disabled all of her, like her being searchable on there because it was so bad. And it was all because of
Wow.
AI.
Wow. That's
So
crazy.
there's a lot going on with that, but
Yeah, I did hear something about that. Didn't the White House even have a
yeah,
comment about it?
yeah, because it's getting
And
out of
and
control.
yeah, that is kind of crazy. I wonder if I could find us on there.
I don't know if they want to find us on there. You know?
I'm just
I'm
kidding.
sure somebody will at some point if we keep going with this. Somebody will. But
Yeah,
man,
I'll just do it. I'll just do it. Like I'll do some AI of us, and I'll upload it to the dark web.
yeah. Do you
I got you
think
covered, man.
I'm going to go ahead and drop that right now before we start going more
Okay,
into?
I'll stop talking about it now. Move on.
What do you think?
Moving on.
What do you think? Just the conclusion of this. So you think Microsoft made a terrible decision laying off? Do you think they should have still did layoffs, or do you think 1900 was a little astounding, a little too much?
It's a lot of people, that, and I heard there's another podcast that I listened to where he talked about it a little bit, where he had some insider information on some people who like they just got hired not long ago and like moved and everything, that like moved their whole family there, because I think they were wanting people not to be remote anymore or something like that. But just what I'm saying is it stinks for all
Yeah.
the families that are going to have to find other jobs and stuff. You know what I mean?
That's the main. I mean, because
Um,
we look at these games and it's like we want the best games, but like you said,
yeah,
it all goes back to every person that gets laid off that's taking money off the table for food for their family and their kids and stuff. So it's affecting human beings, But
yeah. And I know it's business stuff, but I never understand why it's like, why hire all these people if you're just going to fire them eventually? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. I guess if you have deadlines and everything,
well,
yeah, but
things
it seems
change.
like,
Things do change. I will
yeah,
say
and
that.
but it seems like every big company like just tries to grow, 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 do, and they don't think about what that could mean, as
Yeah.
far as that, like having to
Yeah.
hire people and turn around and fire a bunch of them. Like, I know it's easy for me to say because I'm not, head of a business or anything like that,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it just stinks, is what I'm saying. I'm just trying to find reasons of
Yeah.
like
I know. I
why,
know.
and we're not gonna know because we're not there in the boardroom. But it is a thing that's interesting to talk about because technically we kind of pay their salaries and stuff. We do give them
Because we
money
invest in
for
entertainment, but I mean, it's kind of like the
entertainment. Yeah,
NFL. We don't agree with a lot of things they do, but we still go back to them because we like playing games, just like we like watching football, or I like watching football. But hey,
hey, sure, man.
But
Yeah,
with
good
that,
analogy.
we want to go into. Let's go real. I want to kind of go into one thing real quick before you go into the Palworld thing, right?
Do
For
it,
the
do
gaming
it.
news. I just want to talk about. Let me bring it up. So this is very quick, very short, but everybody knows who Tifa is on Final Fantasy VII.
Final Fantasy, yeah.
Tifa, right? You know her.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's always seen her, especially with the new Final Fantasy VII. They think that she is very attractive, I would say. And
I did when I was younger, especially. I was
absolutely,
like, "Ooh boy,
absolutely. We
look at
talked
those
about
polygons! See those polygons."
Look at those polygons, man. I tell you what, that PS1 showing it, son. So, anyways, apparently Tekken 8 came out. Okay, if everybody don't know, hey, here you go, boom, there you go. Tekken 8's out, go buy it. It's apparently a really good game. No complaints.
What I hear.
But X, formerly Twitter, blew up about apparently they set a booth up. Bandai Namco set up a booth with Tekken 8 on one side and Final Fantasy 7 on the other side, showing Tifa. Right. So then they started getting a conclusion saying, "Oh my god, please, can we get Tifa in Tekken 8?" So everybody started blowing up. I'm going to butcher this name, guys, and I am so sorry.
Do it.
But the last name is Harada, okay? Harada, I would say. I don't know.
Japanese guy?
Yes. So he actually responds to these requests about putting Tifa in this Tekken game. And look, in the past, they have put characters in games. So he goes, all I'm going to say is what he goes, "We all know she is attractive." This is his quote. "We all know she is attractive, and I understand that. But as of yet, we have not decided anything about guest characters, etc."
That's funny.
So she might be in the game, but I found that hilarious that it's been so much news about this, so much traffic about Tifa going in Tekken 8 and how they want her in Tekken 8 that we actually got a response from the game developer. So
that's hilarious.
That being said, what you got with Palworld?
So for some reason, that makes me think of Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball. Playing that back in the day.
I never played it. Like, don't kill me.
It was something. I tell you, especially for a young man.
You piquing my interest, brother. You piquing.
I was like, what in the world? Yeah, it was something. If you know, you know. Moving on.
Was Tiffa there?
Might have been. No, I think it was a different universe.
Moving on.
Dude, before we go into kind of our main game, GG-rated, whatever you call it, GG-rated review, whatever, I got a new segment I would like to test out, and it's called Steam Reviews.
Okay.
GG-rated. So, since we're going over Palworld, I wanted to read a review from Palworld. So what I do is just kind of scroll down and try to find one that piques my interest. So I would like if you could play me something, maybe just on the spot here.
Ready?
Play me something. Yeah.
Steam Reviews.
Okay, so this review is about Palworld. You know, if you don't know, this game just came out. It's been in early access here for a while. It's still in early access. It's blown up big time. So let's see. The game review goes something like this. It's by Amar13579. His review is this. My depresso got depressed. We cured it with medicine. My alpaca developed an eating disorder, so we ate him. 10 out of 10. That's his review for Palworld. So a depresso is a pal, which is, you know, basically a Pokemon. And I guess you can get alpaca.
Whoa. Don't. It's not Pokemon. Uh-huh. What are you talking about?
It's a Pokemon.
No, what are you talking about?
Pokemon. Yeah.
We both take a sip of our drink at the same exact time. Yeah. Like after we said, like, oh yeah, who you lying to here, buddy?
There's some funny ones here. Like here's another guy named Fall, FAW. He said, I punched the first person I saw, and he drew a musket and plugged me. Best opening 30 seconds of a game I can remember. And they don't stop. And then here's another one by Zenakinos. He says, please don't let Nintendo take this away from us.
Hey, which is probably a real situation that will probably happen.
Well,
But
I've seen people modding the game to where to look like Ash off of Pokemon, and I think Nintendo stepped
yeah,
in about that one.
they did.
Um,
They did. They did.
but it's on them because they don't make games like this, which they should. Everybody's been like, make us a good game, make us a good Pokemon
Well,
game.
make a good Pokemon game because the problem is
Yeah,
that they won't do it, and they literally fill that void with this game. And I'm
yeah,
excited, guys. I haven't played it yet. I know Gray has a little bit, but I mean, this game supposedly is like storming the internet. It's doing
yeah.
doing really well.
So basically, and then we can go ahead and kind of transition into it if you want to.
Yeah, we can.
Transitioning into GG rated perspective of Palworld.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to do that. I just wanted to.
Palworld. No, it's basically
I'm sorry. I'm done.
that's
I'm
great.
done.
That's great. Basically, what they've done, I'm waiting on it again. Basically, what they've done with
Get you
Palworld is
traumatized over here.
a little bit. They've taken the best parts of a bunch of different games and just threw them all into this one game. I mean, there's nothing extremely new here. It's just implemented well, and you're doing things in this game that you wish you could do in other games of the sort. So, this is a game where you build up your level so that you can build a base and yada yada. You can defeat different towers. And so there is kind of an end game to this game. Um, but in the meantime of getting there, um, there's a lot of gameplay loops that are a lot of fun. You're leveling up yourself, you're leveling up your pals, you're leveling up your base, you're exploring the area so that you can catch new pals and find different equipment so that you can craft, better weapons and add on abilities. There's dungeon raids. I mean, there's a lot of
It,
stuff going on here.
it's multiplayer too, right?
It's
So
multiplayer. So
me and you could play
Daniel,
together.
yeah, yeah. So like we could make our own server and join up in there
Nice.
and start going to town. You off of the bat, you start out with basically nothing. You're just a dude in a loincloth or a girl. And you got to find some stuff, some like wood and rocks, and then you
Yeah.
make this thing. So in that aspect, it's kind of like Ark. If you've ever played Ark Survival, and you start finding they're not called Pokeballs, they're called something else, but you start finding
But
things
what?
to
They're
where you
not
can catch
Pokeballs.
Pokemon. Yeah. You start to find and create things, those balls so that you can catch pals. But first you gotta take them. Like, have you ever played any of the Pokemon games on the Game Boy and stuff?
Gray, I'll be on. I'm not really a big Pokemon. Now, I did play on the Game Boy, the Red, Pokemon Red, I
Yeah,
think it is.
yeah. So, like,
I,
how you have to take down the health of a Pokemon so that you can try to
yes, yes,
capture it.
yes. Yes.
This the same thing in this. You have to try to
Okay.
get them down so that you can capture them, and then they become your pal, and then you can use them. And eventually, once you upgrade enough, man, you can it's
Okay.
called technology skills. You can upgrade more and more technology to where if it's a giant bird type pal, you can put a daggum harness on that thing and ride it around and fly around the
I
map.
saw that.
It, it's so stinking cool. Like, and
The thing I'm more curious about, I know you got a lot to talk with that, but I
sure.
saw a video earlier today, but the base building. I heard that like they can raid the bases and all that, and you can actually build some really cool
Oh yeah.
base building. I don't know if you got into that a little bit or not, but
Yeah.
is it
So
easy? Is it easy?
Daniel.
Well, hang on. Let me ask you this just real fast.
Okay.
So obviously we're gonna be on PC, right?
Yeah.
So is it easy, like easier just to play this game mouse and keyboard, or does it
I
really
would
matter?
think
It's
so.
pretty easy on the controller
I
to base
mean,
build.
I think so I was playing with Daniel. I think he was using a controller and he didn't
Okay.
seem to have a problem.
Okay.
I think just for like me, it'd be easier on the keyboards, because I've been
Yeah.
playing a lot more with keyboard. but really, it's pretty intuitive. I mean, like I said, there's nothing extremely new as far as how you play. Everything kind of works how you think it would,
Yeah.
and it just works well. Like that's what's crazy about it is like these things are so intuitive that you kind of get the gist of it quickly. I will say the UI is a bit tricky at first to try to get the hang of because you're not exactly sure what's going on. There's a lot of like information at you all at once, and I'm not huge on crafting. Like it's not. I don't enjoy that stuff that much. Doing games.
No, me neither.
I enjoy more of the exploring the map, trying to find new pals and all that. The
Yes.
dungeon raid was really cool because you're basically because there's like enemies here. So in Pokemon how you have Team Rocket in this game, I think it's called the Syndicate. Maybe I could be wrong about that, but those are the bad guys. So they'll have different areas on the map, and it reminds me a lot of like Zelda Breath of the Wild, where they'll have their own little bases that you can overrun, and once you take out all of those members, they usually have a pal that's locked up in a cage, and when you unlock that cage, you get that pal. So you're
Oh,
saving them from
okay.
these evil people, and that's kind of the point of the game is to go defeat these different towers where there's bosses and stuff, and along the way you're going to fight bosses too. Like
What are
off
you
of the bat,
fighting? What are you fighting on, like these dungeons or whatever? Like, what are you fighting on the way to the boss, though?
so you're fighting either members of the syndicate or you're fighting other
Oh,
pals.
okay.
Yeah, like you're just trying to get XP and stuff is kind of the
Okay.
goal too. Like you're trying to get XP. If you knock out a pal, then you're trying to equip whatever they drop, whether it be like wool or meat or different things like that. Or you can just try to capture them all and upgrade yourself that way because you get certain things for the more pals you get, and you can also use the pals to work at your base. They actually like help you do things, so they'll like
Okay.
mine wood, they'll like work on things. You have to assign them jobs and everything, and not only do you do that, you have to take care of them too. Like they'll get depressed and stuff, and you have to like
Wow,
build
I
them
did
a
not know that.
bed.
So it's
Yeah,
kind of
so
like
in uh-huh.
it's kind of like. Do you remember those little things that we used to carry on a
I knew you were gonna
keychain?
say
Do
that.
you know what I'm
Uh-huh.
talking about? At
Tamagotchis.
school,
Tamagotchi.
got you.
Yes. Okay, so I got a funny story about that. I had a Tamagotchi, and I might have been with you in the lunchroom at school. And I remember I had put my Tamagotchi on my lunch tray, and I
I
accidentally
didn't do
threw
it.
him away. I accidentally threw him away, and I was so sad because I was like, he's all alone in there, starving. He's probably pooped everywhere, and there's nobody to clean up the poop.
What's
I,
funny about it, if I remember right, and maybe this was just
uh-huh,
my imagination, but if you didn't take
uh-huh.
care of that thing right and it died, like it
It
was
would die.
done. It was done. Like there was
I
no
think you could
restart or.
reset it.
Oh, okay.
I believe there's like a button on the back, like a small button. You could
Okay.
like reset the thing, but basically that thing was dead. And
Yeah.
that like and it hurt. I was like,
He's
man, my
probably
Tamagotchi.
still in the dump right now, man. Probably still there,
Yeah,
just like, when's he coming
beep
back?
beep boop. Yeah, but yeah.
So it's
So
kind of
there's
like
that
that
kind of
on
gameplay
a
mechanic too.
bigger scale.
Yeah, and there's a lot of that. You can basically you could just use them as slaves, or you could treat them a bit better so that they would be more efficient
I've
at their
heard that you
jobs.
can actually make some of the humans as slaves on there.
You can, yeah, you absolutely
Yeah,
can. I think it's a glitch
there was a big
in
uproar
the
about it.
game, but yeah, like you can try over and over to capture like either members of the syndicate, merchants, different things like that, and you can sure
Wow.
enough you can capture them, and
I
you
just
can
want to
use
make a
them.
statement right now that
Hmm.
myself, and I speak for myself and Josh Gray over here, that we do not approve of slavery in Palworld. Okay, so that being said,
Absolutely
we get
not.
that out of there.
But it is
Well, you can't
handy if
do
you
it.
need to buy anything or if
Oh,
you
it's
need to sell
handy.
anything. to have that merchant already there, you can just throw them out with the Pokeball and like buy or sell stuff, and then stick them back in it and put them away. Like that's handy. I will say that.
I don't even know. I'm just trying not to even just comment and stuff, But I mean, if you're
I'm
looking
not
at
saying
strategy
slavery is handy, but
in Palworld,
yeah, in Power World it
it's handy.
is. It is.
So whatever gives
But
you the
in real
advantage, I
life, it's
guess
not cool.
it's not
Yeah.
cool. No.
Uh-huh.
So
Yep. I fought a giant elephant creature. That was cool. And you can even capture them too. And what they do too is like, say you capture a really high level POW, it's going to scale down to closer to what your level is. Like it's
oh,
not going to
okay.
be all out of whack like that. So,
How many hours
there
have you
might be.
got playing this?
So basically, Saturday, I played it most of the day. Like,
Oh,
I really wanted to invest some time in it. And I knew that you were going to
what do
be
you?
busy. So I was trying to find something to do.
You know
And,
what? You know
mhm.
what? I'm a little
But,
upset about that. Whenever I've been waiting for you to level up on Remnant 2 a little bit, and he was like,
oh,
you know what? I'm just gonna go to Pal World and
I
just
want to
level
try
up over
Power World.
there.
Man, I don't know. There's something about those types of games. And even on Power World, it's like it's fun to play with other people,
It
but I
is.
wouldn't really want to play it by myself, honestly.
Yeah.
Um, and it's probably the same with Remnant. Is like I
It's
don't
the
really want
same.
to play it
Yeah.
by myself. Yeah,
Yeah.
like as
Yeah.
far as leveling up and all that stuff, it doesn't get me unless you're with other
Mm-hmm.
people doing it.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
but I feel
But
you. I feel you.
yeah. But that I definitely have to check out that game though, man. I think I might download it tonight. Matter of fact, I think it's time. It's on Game Pass. If everybody don't know, Pal World is on Game
Hmm.
Pass. Now, the issue I do want to make aware, and I don't know if they fixed this yet, Grace, so correct me if I'm wrong, but they
Okay.
are the same versions, but they are on different version numbers. Okay. The way I say
Yeah.
this is Xbox has different certifications that Pal World has to go through. So they're a little bit slower than Steam, which is PC, guys.
Yeah.
So it's on Steam. It's on Steam. It's on PC and it's on Xbox, right? So it's
Yeah.
not on PlayStation. It's not on Nintendo. I don't know if it'd ever be on Nintendo, honestly. But got so the developers, it has so much backlash about it, and it's still in beta. Believe it or not, it's still in beta. So there has been so much backlash about why can't we play Xbox with your Steam player? So that'd be like us wanting to play with Blaze on Steam or something.
Yeah.
And the problem
Crossplay.
is, yeah, crossplay. And they're supposed to be bringing up with this next update where you can do that.
Yeah.
But have they done that yet, or do you know? Or
I'm not sure because we were both playing on Game Pass and we had zero issues except for like if you get downed, if you have a member there, I don't know if you have to be in the same guild or not, but we're in a guild and we're able to revive each other. Like if you get
okay,
knocked in a battle, and sometimes it would show me standing when I was actually knocked, and he wouldn't be able to get me back up. That was the only bug I encountered. Wasn't a huge deal because you can just respawn and go and get your loot, but that
okay.
was an issue that we did encounter.
So obviously it's still in beta, still all that kind of stuff. But
Hmm.
once I think hopefully by the end of this month or something like that, you still have to pay for this game if you're not on Xbox Game Pass.
Right.
But once they get that done, I think it's going to be crossplay between Xbox and PC. And as huge as this game is, it's going to be on PlayStation within the next 6 months. I can guarantee that probably. I can put money on that. That's going to be on PlayStation before the end of the month. So, oh,
I
not
would
end of the
think
month,
so.
end of 6 months. You don't think
I
it'll
would
happen?
think so. Yeah, yeah. Like I would think so. And but the whole thing is like I don't know how long this is going to last. I think just because it's doing a lot of things gamers wanted in a game, and I think it's going to start a bunch of clones like this. And
Oh,
you're going to have some good ones. You're going to have some bad ones. Like the reason why I say that is because look at PUBG, what it
oh,
started. I mean, there was even games before that that kind of did the same thing, but it was the one that really kicked off this whole battle. Royale thing, which is now a
Mhm.
staple.
Now
So
Apex is the king, you know. So
sure, but I feel like Palworld is kind of the same thing. It's starting a new genre of maybe like monster catching or something. It's starting its own genre, and I feel like it's only the beginning. But I think that Palworld is going to die off, and you're going to have something else. I mean, honestly, the highest or the most players on a battle royales, you're probably looking at Fortnite or maybe even Apex. I mean, I don't know, but
yeah.
it's I wouldn't think it's PUBG anymore. But
No, nobody really plays PUBG anymore,
I
honestly.
mean, I
So
play it some. It's still really good, I
you've been
think,
trying to get me
but
to play it more, but no.
it's just a lot slower and more tactical, and I enjoy that stuff. So maybe one day you'll play with me. I don't know. We'll see.
I will, man. We'll play some Power
You're
World coming
probably
up
not.
here first. We'll play some Power World first, you know. We'll get
Yeah,
to it. I still got to beat Alan Wake as well, so we can play Alan Wake
bro.
2 and all this stuff.
Yeah, that's a great one to play on Steam Deck and go ahead and knock
Yeah.
that out.
Yeah, I got to get I'm charging up my Steam Deck right now, but my focus is this week before Thursday, guys, I'm working a lot of Mardi Gras parades due to my job. Down here in Mobile, which I want everybody to know and hear it from the GG Rated channel first, that Mobile is the birthplace of Mardi Gras. So you heard it here. It's not New Orleans. It's Mobile. It's the truth. All right. But hopefully I can get some, I know you can't see this, Greg, because you're not looking, but I'm holding up my iPod Classic, and hopefully I can find a way to get some music and just add a ton of music to this thing. And
That'd be cool.
yeah, and I got an iFlash coming where I can actually put a SD card in here for the storage instead of this hard drive.
What? That's
So
cool.
I can upgrade the storage. So I should be doing a video on that as well, a little short or something. So y'all stay
Awesome.
tuned for that.
Yeah, I think old tech like that's cool. I wouldn't mind having a Zoom.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, those are cool. So I think all you have to do is have Apple, whatever you call it, like iTunes on your
No
computer.
longer supported. Yeah.
Oh, it's not supported anymore?
No, not supported.
iTunes
No.
on the computer isn't
It
anymore?
is. No, you have iTunes. It's kind of wonky, but it doesn't have the music switched over to Apple Music now on the website. Like
Oh.
it the only podcast in Apple Books or the audiobooks is on iTunes.
Okay. So here's how you would have to do it. You would have to download this music onto your computer from other sources and then add it to your iTunes on your computer specifically. And then you could upload it into your
Yeah,
iPod.
I have to download it as the MP3 only,
Uh-huh.
which I do have a program I can do that for. I just
Mhm.
got to look into that and then find some way where it can recognize this iPod and then put the music on there. But I'm going to try to look into that this week. I did
Yeah.
install a PCI for port USBs on the back of my desktop computer, so my tower. So
Nice.
that kind of helps out a little bit. So hopefully later on I can get some lights up in here and you won't see all these shadows down here on some future podcasts. But got a lot of
Cool.
things going in the works, man.
I think it would be awesome too if you had a camera that was pointing like right down at your desk
Oh, that'd be
and put
cool.
like a bunch of lights on that too, so we could see you working because that was a pretty cool video that you did with you, doing
Yeah.
that on your iPod.
It helps.
There's something really relaxing about watching another person do some sort of work like that on some old hardware.
Yeah. I'm going to try to do some more stuff. Like I think about changing out the front plate on that and doing some different things. Maybe some different things with my analog pocket too to show a lot of people.
Ooh, that'd be
Yeah.
cool.
So got a lot of cool videos coming up, guys. So make sure y'all subscribe, like, and follow. With that being said, Gray, do you want to end this thing, man?
Yeah, we can go ahead and end it. I just want to remind everybody if you have a gaming moment of the week you would like to share with us, we would read it live on the podcast. You can reach out at ggratedchannel@gmail.com. If you have any questions, you have anything you might want us to go over or get our opinion on, reach out at ggratedchannel@gmail.com.
Or also, you can always reach us now on our new Facebook page, GG Rated Facebook page.
Yeah.
You can drop us a message or a comment and let us know, and we'll put it on the show.
For sure. Oh, yeah.
Guys, as always, another great episode in the books. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you for the follows. Thank you for the likes. We're going to see y'all next week. Coming in hot. Peace.
See you next week. All right. Now, gonna sing my song.
Palworld.
Welcome to Palworld. It's not Pokemon, y'all. It's a different game entirely this fall. Oh yeah, it just came out early access, and I'm gonna say it is the best.
See y'all later, man.
Pokemon style game. We're not doing the same, man.